Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and today we are here with a quick video that I wasn't planning to do. We're going to take a look at the Criterion November announcements, but not in the way you might think. We're going to look at them, sure, but we're going to talk about why there seems to be this big double standard and this huge free pass that Criterion gets that other boutiques just do not. So pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this. All right. So first up, it's early in the morning. I have a hard time seeing the computer. Things lit up far away from me. So if you get a little glare, I'll try to keep the glare down. If not, I'll try to pull my glasses off and squint. These bring the lit up stuff down where I can see it a little bit better. But I really wanted to come on and talk about this situation with Criterion. And to me, it's a situation. So we got an announcement yesterday of 6 new releases in 4K that Criterion is going to put out. And the difference in how these are perceived because they're Criterion versus what other boutiques do absolutely blew my mind. We're going to dig into this a little bit, so we might as well start right here on Criterion's page. Let me see if I can get it pulled up for you here. Like I said, I have a hard time seeing this far away. Things that are lit up. All right, so here we are on Criterion's page. Paper Moon we'll get to in a minute, but first up is The Shape of Water. The Guillermo del Toro film. It won Best Picture, sure, all of that. To me, I feel like it's an homage at best and more of a ripoff of Creature from the Black Lagoon. The movie is okay. I don't feel the need to own the movie. I mean, I really don't. Like, I'm such a big Universal Monsters fan, and I mean, I feel like that's just a complete ripoff, kind of. But it's okay. I'm trying not to be so harsh on it. But here is the thing. So when this was announced, I'm like, there's already been a 4K of this for a while, a great looking 4K of this. As a matter of fact, you can go right now to Amazon, and there it is. The Shape of Water 4K Ultra HD has been out for about 6 years. And here is the thing. This is pretty much the same scan. This doesn't even say it's a new scan. It is the same scan. There is nothing added to it as far as from the visuals that I see over what was already there. I don't even see high dynamic range on here or Dolby Vision. I'm not seeing. Okay, so we do have high dynamic range. I'm not seeing Dolby Vision on this. So this is basically the same then as the original scan, which is really weird. If you go to, you can go read all about it. But sometimes these things that say new 4K restoration, if a company license those 4K restorations, they might be new-ish. They might be several years old. But if you go and actually check out the info on The Shape of Water, it doesn't even say a new. It just says 4K digital master of it. So, I mean, I could only imagine if Scream Factory or Arrow announced a big release of a 4K without anything new to it, or even if it had something new to it, that had already been out for years. I mean, that just seems like an odd release, but people are like, oh my gosh, I gotta have this. I gotta have this. And the difference that's going down here, I mean, scroll YouTube if you're looking for content creators. I'm seeing tons of videos like this right here. A perfect month for Criterion. Guaranteed 4K pickups. A perfect month? Okay, we're going to dig into more of that. Versus, here is Scream Factory's announcements for October. Scream Factory, underwhelming October titles. You see it again and again. Yet Scream Factory gave us, and I'm just using them for instance because Arrow had good releases here too that got poo-pooed, like with Trick or Treat, something that we haven't gotten on anything but Blu-ray in a decade or so. And Arrow and Scream Factory are giving us new titles that have never before been on 4K. Some stuff they upgraded from their Blu-rays, but their Blu-rays are older. And they gave us completely new stuff like the Wolfman, Death Becomes Her hasn't been on 4K, and I think Wolfman and the Devil Scream Factory didn't even have in their inventory to start with. And yet over and over again, I read that these are underwhelming, but for some reason Criterion's are great and they're perfect 6 for 6. So let's go on and take a look at the next thing. Here is Funny Girl. I hear that this is a seminal classic. And you know what? To be honest, I've never seen this movie. Old doesn't always mean classic. It may, if you consider it a classic, like I'm not telling you can't love any of these movies. Love them. Love them, love them, love them. But old doesn't always equal great film just because it was made a long time ago. This says a 4K digital restoration. It also does not say new. Okay. And the reason why that is this, and this, so that 4K of Shape of Water, Criterion didn't do themselves. They licensed one that existed already and they're putting it and they're just releasing it. Same thing with Funny Girl here. So Funny Girl has actually been available to stream in 4K on Prime since like 2020. It has been, you've been able to stream it, and you can actually go to the Barbara Streisand archives and read about all of the restorations that have been done to this film. And there was one started back in, I believe it was 2013. And then 2017, like Sony got involved and was doing this restoration. I mean, if you ever want to read anything about how all this was done, it's right here. You can go check out this site. So Funny Girl there was a 2001 restoration, a 2013 restoration, then 2017, Sony and Columbia Pictures got involved. They're doing all this stuff. This has the whole timeline. And then this final digital master of this was not done by Criterion either. It was done by Citron. No, that's not it. That's an old car. Hold on one second. It was done by Scenic. It was done by this company right here that does a lot of film restorations. So that's who this was done by. And it's not a full new restoration. And I mean, they don't claim it's a new restoration either. So it was also not done in-house. Now keep in mind, I really dug for this, but, to my knowledge, most anything that Scream Factory or Arrow put out, and for certain Vinegar Syndrome, they are doing the restorations themselves, that they're putting out. And that's not always the case with Criterion. Now, there may be some. I mean, I looked and looked and looked for like 2 hours this morning. I couldn't find any releases by them that were licensed out, like a 4K licensed out from someone else. That doesn't mean there isn't, but that tells you how much work of their own that they do. And Criterion does a lot of just licensing 4Ks and then sort of digitally remastering, put them on a disc. So, and I'm not knocking Criterion. I have plenty of Criterion. One thing I've always been disappointed with Criterion, again, they get a lot of free pass. I hear this mentioned in passing, is if you get a 4K from them, it's the exact same artwork, exact same packaging, exact same everything as the Blu-ray. Like, I have accidentally bought Blu-rays in the store from Criterion before, just because you can't tell the difference. You got to look for the little sticker and really read the back here to make sure of which one you're picking up, because there's not even any difference in the 4K packaging. So they don't give any packaging upgrades. So when they go from Blu-ray to a 4K, if they re-release their own stuff, you know, we get a lot of hate on Screen Factory or Arrow, but at least they give all new, like, packaging, slip covers, posters, box sets, whatever. This is the Blu-ray and the 4K of this are going to look exactly the same. And that's another free pass. And I know it sounds like I'm hating Criterion. I will say they don't have as many titles that I pick up. I make Criterion fit into my taste. I don't just randomly grab Criterion for a label. Like, I don't need to make myself feel like I'm becoming more of a film connoisseur because I bought Criterion over another label. And I think sometimes it has that air about it, because I remember Criterion a long time ago. They were the first ones I ever saw with laser discs. Like, when I was a kid, like, I guess, well, like in the late 80s, early 90s. I mean, I remember hearing about Criterion, and you know, so they've been around, their quality and all that, but they seem to really be in the physical media world. They're getting a free pass. Let's go back and look. So that's the deal on Funny Girl. So 4K been available for streaming for a while, Blu-ray for a while, lots of restoration being done to it. You can check all that out. And they just grabbed that work that was done, sent it to Cineric, from what I understand, and I think that's how you say that company's name. They did a digital master of that restoration, and it's being put out by Criterion. So if we'll jump back over here to Criterion's page. And the next one you come up to is Seven Samurai. So Seven Samurai literally just a few weeks ago got a massive 4K collector's set announcement. BFI did it. You can get it through Zavi. Zavi US. The pre-order was already out for this. So and it has more features and more work done to the 4K than the one going out from Criterion. Criterion's does not have high dynamic range. It does not have Dolby Vision. It doesn't have HDR10. It doesn't have anything like that. So, and then there's a 4K going around in the theaters for Seven Samurai. So this isn't groundbreaking. Like, literally somebody beat them to the punch a month ago. So if you want to go, like, here it is on Zavi. You can pre-order it right now, and it is cheaper in that box set. And if you want to go and you don't want to import it or even order it from Zavi US, you can go right here to Orbit DVD and get it even cheaper. Here is the box set, $34.99 for this box set of this thing. This nice release with posters, art cards, all of this. And then here is the kicker. This version of the 4K is presented in Dolby Vision. It has Dolby Vision and it's HDR10 compatible. It has a newly recorded audio commentary from a film critic. It has all these kind of extras. There's more extras to be announced down here. And then if we jump back to Criterion, they have also two audio commentaries, and otherwise, like, stuff is pretty similar. But you're going to get less, like, video quality. So like, I mean, I could only imagine if, again, like Vinegar Syndrome or Arrow or Scream Factory, they announced a big 4K drop, a big 4K release in a couple of months, that somebody literally has another boutique has a pre-order out for right now. And that pre-order has Dolby Vision and HDR10, and this version, it doesn't. And this one has better packaging, and this one has just plain package. Like, but people are like, oh, great, 6 for 6, perfect release slate, gotta have all of these. Criterion can do no wrong. I know it sounds like I'm hating on Criterion. It's more of a question to the collectors in the film community. Like, why is this double standard happening? Criterion is doing far less and getting way more credit. And I because they didn't restore this themselves either. So I'm kind of like not understanding. And maybe like somewhat like this 4K from Criterion is going to be $48. $48. And that whole big box set right here with Dolby Vision and HDR, $35. I don't understand. And then if you go back, let's see, what was the price on Shape of Water? Shape of Water, $40 for a scan of a 4K that already exists, that you can jump right over to Amazon right now and buy for $28. But, and then the price on Funny Girl. Now, Funny Girl's also had a Blu-ray, has had a couple different Blu-rays out for a while too. And the price on Funny Girl also $40. So this isn't something new. Like we hammer. I saw Scream Factory and Arrow get hammered on not releasing new titles and just upgrading Blu-rays. This is another thing that's just an upgraded Blu-ray. So, but it's I don't understand the free pass on that for Criterion. And then we go to Scarface. This is not that Al Pacino Scarface. This is 1932 Scarface. It says it has a new 4K digital restoration. So, and this one's going to be $40 as well. Now, this one is one that already was out too. This is the same scan upgraded digitally. It looks like that Universal put out, and a lot of people have caught on to that. I have noticed, like Universal did this in 2017, and there you see some side-by-side screenshots. So there's no HDR added to this, which in black and white HDR looks great. There's no black and white added to this, so Criterion licensed the existing 4K restoration from Universal. So they licensed that existing restoration, but they didn't do like an HDR pass on it or anything. So that is another one you've already been able to get on Blu-ray. And it's a 4K digital upscale restoration, but it's of something that already existed. It's $40. I do know there's like a whole website about how Universal, like the film on this was like 6 generations removed from the original, and they had like a hard time getting it together, which may be why you don't have high dynamic range added to it. But at the same time, then is it better to go up to a Blu-ray, like or from a Blu-ray if it's in that bad a condition, like Legend that Arrow put out? They didn't do a 4K because it's going to enhance the problems with it, or you use AI to fill in, and nobody like that either. So they did Legend big box set, and it topped out at a Blu-ray. Sometimes that's the best to get it. Now maybe this will look good, I don't know, but it existed out there already. They didn't do all this work from the ground up themselves either. And then Godzilla, they announced Godzilla 1954 4K. Well, there was already a Japanese 4K of this that you could get. You could it was $45. You could actually get it from our Amazon. It just imports from Japan. So that 4K already existed, and Criterion already put this out on Blu-ray, and again, they are not changing their packaging. So this packaging is identical. The artwork is identical. It doesn't look like they added HDR or Dolby Vision to this either. It sucks, man, because anything in black and white, it sounds weird, but if it's black and white, it looks cool in HDR because the distance between the darkest black and the whitest white. But that one's going to run $40 as well. And, you know, again, Scream Factory, Arrow, they caught grief for stuff that had been on Blu-ray years and years and years ago that they re-upped to 4K with all new restorations. And again, this is a 4K digital restoration here. So it's not saying, it's not being specific, it's not saying it's going back to like the film negatives or anything like that. It's just a digital restoration of a Blu-ray they already had. And yet people are going crazy. It's the same packaging. Nothing is different. I really don't understand. It's just a little bit head scratching and frustrating. And I feel like I'm the guy on here that has to keep like defending all of these boutiques that are putting out all this other stuff and stuff that we've never had. Stuff that new collectors and new physical media buyers are getting into, or stuff that hasn't been out on Blu-ray for a long, long time, like Blu-rays that are 10 years old or more. And yet, Criterion can drop a Blu-ray and like, I know one content creator was like, I haven't even had a chance to unwrap the plastic off of my Blu-ray that they put out yet. And now here's the 4K. Maybe I should sell the Blu-ray. And so it's that close together, and yeah, that's totally fine. And people are on here lauding what a great announcement of videos or movies this is for November. And I'm not understanding. And I know it just sounds like I'm being extra negative, and I'm not, because I'm not a negative person and I don't want to be negative. I just want to understand why there is this big discrepancy and why these people over here, whether it's Arrow, Scream Factory, Vinegar Syndrome, or whatever, they are held to this standard that is ridiculously high, and everybody looks for everything wrong with everything they do. And then over here, Criterion, who's supposed to, you know, have this name recognition and been around for so long, and they're just kind of skating by on a free pass on a lot of this stuff, and being patted on the back for stuff that would get these companies just blasted over here. And I don't really understand that. And, you know, I had someone say, well, these are seminal films. And, you know, that's super subjective. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I would watch Poltergeist 2 like 10 times before I'm going to sit down and watch Paper Moon 10 times. That's just me. But, you know, it's our Funny Girl. Like, that's a musical. I do like musicals a lot. Like, I do like musicals, but, it's just the discrepancy. It's like, be fair. If you want to critique and hold to a standard, then make that standard across the board. Now it's uncool to have two different standards and be praising over here for doing a whole lot less, and and attacking over here for doing a whole lot more. You know, that doesn't, something about that doesn't seem fair or right. So that, you know, I just kind of wanted to go over it. There's, I think there's one other one. I got to try to find the page again. Is there one more? No, I guess that's all of them. So, you know, I don't know, like, you guys tell me. I mean, am I way off base? But like, I just see so much negativity, for Arrow, Screen Factory, whatever, whenever they make an announcement, and they're doing in-house restorations from the film negatives and the all this kind of stuff. They're doing that in there. They're giving new artwork. They're giving stuff that's never been on 4K before. They're giving us updates of stuff that hasn't been released on Blu-ray in 10 years or more, and they're getting hammered. Meanwhile, Criterion comes out, same packaging, no matter if it's a 4K or a Blu-ray. They're chasing their Blu-rays right behind with new 4Ks, not changing the packaging, so they're releasing those close together. They're releasing stuff on 4K that already has great 4Ks out there. Shape of Water 4K that was done by the studio looks amazing. It looks amazing. And they're not doing a lot of these restorations in-house themselves. They're either licensing already existing restorations, or they are sending them out to like the company Ciron or Cineric, or I can't say it. This company here, they're sending it out to them to do it, and yet they're getting patted on the back and universally praised from everything I'm seeing on. And maybe it's different out there, but like it's us on here that have the power on all this stuff to kind of, like I'd said before in my other video, affect sales, affect morale. And I mean, I could see if I was over here at one of these other companies, be like, man, we're doing all this stuff and giving you all these options and movies that you've never had before, and we're getting hammered. And all they're doing is recycling stuff and not even changing their artwork, nothing. And you're talking about how great they are. Why the hell should we do this then? Like, I could see that being super frustrating and killing morale. But I know it sounds like I'm just hammering on Criterion. It's more of a question out there. Why the free pass and why the double standard? But you guys let me know in the comments what you think. Maybe I'm way off on this, but like, I mean, objectively, you can go and see the difference. Go and check out the content creators and review what they said about Screen Factory and Arrow versus what they're saying about Criterion's latest announcements, and then go and do the research on what exists out there already. I mean, like, getting super credit for the Seven Samurai thing blows my, and Shape of Water. Like, the Seven Samurai just got announced in a better set with Dolby Vision, HDR. Shape of Water already has a great 4K, and it's like, oh, that a boy. I don't get it. I don't get it. But you guys let me know in the comments. This is a different kind of video today. Usually we do all kinds of lists, 4K reviews, other physical media news on drops, all that kind of stuff. And if you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, consider joining the channel. You can join down below at my Patreon or here on the channel. You become part of the Pop Culture Friends family, or even become a pop culture icon and get all kinds of special behind the scenes stuff, extra videos, all that kind of jazz. But you don't have to do any of that to hang around here and be part of the family. Just like, subscribe, and spread the word. I really do appreciate all of you. And until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. I know.